ever noticed that just when change is going well, just when you're doing good, you hit a roadblock? Something happens, you hit a wall, something may physically happen to you, some event outside of your control, and all of a sudden, your change comes to a halt. Or does it? Satnam, this is Shiv, the Feel Better Coach, and this is the Naked Truth Shower Talk. So I'm standing here in my naked truth, and I'm all soaked up today because I thought, well, why not? Let's do it that way, a little bit different. But anyway, I got an email this morning from a new client who's currently going through Get Your Happy Back, our online program, before we do our personal coaching, our one-on-one coaching. And he's been sending me little updates, and it's awesome. Today I got one, and he said, I've hit a wall, and I'm going to inspect it. I love that. So it wasn't, I've hit a wall, and, I'm out of this. He realizes, he's been on the path long enough, that you hit a wall, then you're going to need to, as he said, inspect it. At some point, you need to overcome it. But what if this wall is all part of the process, right? What if hitting a wall is not a bad thing, but actually a good thing? You've probably heard me talk about when I was learning to ride, and my riding teacher told us, and they tell you this all over the world, that you're not a real rider until you've fallen off 7 times. So therefore, at the age of like 6 or 7, falling off the horse in my lesson, I actually became one step closer to being what my teacher called a real rider. Because she used to tell us that if you're not falling off, you're not riding. And if you're not riding, you're not a real rider. Real riders ride, and sometimes they fall off. Less in the future, but still they do. And the same with the wall. Because here's the thing about change. Change is an expansion, right? It's a difference in perspective. It's a different way of being. And so we start to make change, and we get wider and wider. And then we do need some kind of check and balance, right? Everything in nature has a check and balance. We're just going to keep going wider and wider and wider, because we might just and break. And we don't want that, do we? So what change does to us is it allows us, with our momentum, to go as far as we can. And then we hit the proverbial wall or roadblock or challenge. And then we get tested. This is the test of our mettle, right? It's easy to make the change. It's easy to get going and say, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm doing it. And you feel good. And then, no, I don't want to do it no more. It's too hard. Or take a deep breath. Maybe you take a pause. I generally take a pause. I'm eating dirt at that point, reminding myself that I am where I need to be in order to go where I need to go. Looking up at that big wall and determining that I will get over it. But not just that I'll get over it, but then me getting over it, I will learn something, and on the other side of that wall, vistas I could not have imagined. This is what happens when we climb the wall. So I too celebrate my client hitting the wall, you see, because if he's not doing anything, he ain't going to be hitting a wall, right? If you are, then you're doing something.